Hello friends, my name is Paramjeet Singh and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video we are going to do a lab of VNet pairing, wherein we'll connect two virtual networks in the same region of in the same Azure region, and we'll create two virtual machines and connect them. So the steps that we follow are, first of all we'll create two virtual networks, and then we create one virtual machine in each virtual network. Then we go to the settings of virtual network, and there we get option of pairing. So we add the pairing option. So when we click on add, we like connect the network both ways, like from virtual network 1 to 2 and 2 to 1, because when you need to go to a location, you always get two options, going from point A to point B, and then you have another road which is coming back from point 2 to point 1, point B to point A. So that's how we do it. So previously what happened was, when you in early days, when you log into the Azure portal and you create the VNet pairing, you have to configure two virtual pairings side by side. Like first you need to configure the virtual pairing from VNet 1 to VNet 2, and then you will configure it from VNet 2 to VNet 1. But now the options have changed on Azure portal. You can simply configure the pairing from VNet 1 and to VNet 2, and on the same page you get option to type in the name for pairing coming back from point B to point A, that is virtual network 2 to virtual network 1. So you don't need to repeat the steps now on the Azure portal. It is very easy. And then you take the control of your virtual machines and you turn off firewall on both the virtual machines, like we did in the earlier lecture. Then we go to the command prompt and ping and check the connection is fine. So let's jump into the Azure portal and do this lab. So we go to portal.azure.com. Okay, so let's create a resource group, and then we'll create two virtual networks in the resource group that we are going to create. So I'll name it as RGVNet because we are doing the virtual network lab. Create. I keep the location as East US. Now go to virtual networks. I create the first network. Okay, I choose the same resource group RGVNet, and the first network is named as VNet 1. I go to IP addressing. So in this virtual network I am selecting the IP range of 10.0.0.0. In another virtual network, when we are going to create the second virtual network, I can either select 10.1.0.0, which makes it another address space, or I can also choose a different IP range from class B or class C. So we can also choose 192.168. So we'll do it further. So I'm selecting this address range, which is 10.0.0.0/16, and I'm selecting the subnet which is given to me by default. Okay, so I don't need to make any more changes. I click on review and create. Okay, validation is passed, so I am creating this virtual network now. Okay, you see my first virtual network is deployed. So let's go to virtual networks to create the second VNet. Okay, it's showing now. So create. I choose the resource group as RGVNet, and my second virtual network is going to be VNet 2. I keep the region as East US. Review, go to IP address to make changes. Okay, so it's changing the IP address space on its own, which is 10.1.0.0. But to make things very easy and so that you do not have any doubts while doing the labs, I am changing it to 192.168.0.0/16, and I also need to add a subnet. So I can name it as my subnet and 192.168.0.0/24. So I have 192.168.0.0/16. So I am taking a a small portion of this address space, which is /24. Okay, so let me move this screen. Okay, now these are the options you get. You name the subnet, my subnet, and then you give the subnet address range and leave the NAT gateway as it is. We do not need to make any more changes here, and then click on add. So you see my subnet is added over here. Now I click on review and create and create. Okay guys, you see my second virtual network is also deployed. So let's go to virtual machines. We'll create two virtual machines, and we'll create two virtual machines. One machine is going to be in VNet 1 and the another one is going to be in VNet 2. So you need to create one virtual machine in each virtual network. So I select the resource group at RG VNet. My first virtual machine is named as VM1. Availability zone, no. I select the server image as server 2012 data center. I name it as administrator 1. Welcome. Okay, now RDP port is on. I check mark these licensing options and then click next. Here I need to make sure that virtual network 1 is selected because I am creating virtual machine 1. Okay, so now review and create. Now the validation is passed. I am creating the virtual machine. Okay, I see the virtual machine 1 is deployed. Now again go back to virtual machines and now create another virtual machine. So resource group is RG VNet. My virtual machine 2 is VM2. No availability zone. Image is server 2012. Administrator 2. RDP port is on. Check mark the license options, then next, again next. So here I need to make sure that this time I select virtual network 2, that is going to be 192.168.0.0. okay, review and create. Okay friends, I see the virtual machine 2 is also deployed. Now let's go to virtual networks and go to virtual network 1. So in these settings you see you have this peerings option. Go to peerings, add. Now this is the this is going to be the virtual network peering for your virtual network 1. So I am naming it as virtual network 1 to virtual network 2 because I am creating a link from VNet 1 to VNet 2. Now when you scroll it down, you have this remote virtual network which is going to be from virtual network 2 to virtual network 1. So I name it as virtual network 2 to virtual network 1. Okay, now I select. So what I do is I'm currently in VNet 1, so I cannot pair VNet 1 with VNet 1. So it says select a different virtual network. A virtual network cannot be paired with itself. So I cannot pair VNet 1 with itself. So I am selecting VNet 2. So now it's allowing me to go ahead and click add. So I click add. So you see it's adding two pairing configurations. One is VNet 1 to VNet 2, and another one is VNet 2 to VNet 1. Okay, both the pairings are added. So how do you confirm it? You go to this peering options in VNet 1 and you see the status, it is showing as connected. Now I go back to VNet 2, I go to peerings, refresh. Okay, you see VNet 2 to VNet 1, it is also connected. So I am creating two links here. The first link goes from VNet 1 to VNet 2 and another link goes from VNet 2 to VNet 1. Now let's go to our virtual machines and take the RDP of both the virtual machines. I click on the first one, connect RDP, download RDP file, open, administrator 1, yes. So you remember we need to disable firewall on both the virtual machines so that they can communicate. Okay, server manager, go to local server. In this Windows firewall option, click on public, and from here you can make changes to the firewall. Just turn it off. Okay, and do the same thing on virtual machine 2. Take the control, administrator 2, yes. Server manager, go to local server, in Windows firewall click on public, turn Windows firewall on and off, turn off the firewall, click OK. Okay, now we have firewall turned off on both the virtual machines, so I can go to command prompt and ping the address of virtual machine 1. Okay, so you see 10.0.0.4. Okay guys, I go back to virtual machine 1 and try to ping virtual machine 2 from there. So ping 192.168.0.1. okay, so it's pinging virtual machine 2, so I can ping virtual machine 2 from virtual machine 1, and I can ping virtual machine 1 from virtual machine 2. So this completes our lab. If you have made it so far, please like the video, please do subscribe the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.